Hi, it's your coach, Joe Lucas. Hope you're doing well today. And I want to share with you a really important but very simple strategy that came up in one of my coaching calls yesterday with one of my platinum partners. And our conversation was really about, how do you present information to clients, to prospects, to people in general? And what I found in, nearly 25 years of doing this is that most advisors present in their style, if you will, that they like, that they're accustomed to, the way they're wired for. So what I want to do is take about 5 minutes today and share with you the 3 different information chunk styles, why they're different, and what you need to do to really be as effective as possible when dealing with clients and prospects and so on. So as far as information styles or info styles, there are 3 primary chunking styles, chunk styles, if you will, okay? Chunk style number 1, big picture. Chunk style number 2, blend. Chunk style number 3, detail. And as you can imagine, pretty self-explanatory from that perspective, right? Big picture. So these are the clients and prospects that do not like to go into deep dives, all right? They like summaries, a couple pie charts and maybe a couple summary pages on the wall from a Money Guy Pro or eMoney, and they're happy campers, right? Very simple. If you give them too much info or want to kind of do deep dives into things and you mismatch their style, here's what tends to happen. They don't get up and leave. They just do this. And know what they're doing? Man, what can I have for lunch today? How much longer do I have to sit here? Is this the way every review is going to go? I don't know about this, right? So they'll appear attentive, or they'll be fumbling with their phones if they're not, right? But the bottom line is they check out. And so you're doing nothing. If anything, you're breaking rapport with them, not adding any value. So big picture people, right? And by the way, big picture people also tend to be, it's not a 100% match. They tend to be pretty decisive, so they're not going to ponder things pretty long. They want the information they need. They want to check the boxes they need on a kind of top line basis, and then they want to make a decision. So again, if you're one of those advisors that is kind of big picture oriented and decisive, also, hey, like very simpatico, right? Works real well. The second style or second chunking style is what we call a blended style. Now, blended style is, again, kind of between the two here. So they do want kind of the summary, but you may need to, on certain scenarios, interact or interject, I should say, some background info, right? Maybe a little, not deep dives, but maybe a little kind of little shallow dives into certain things. And again, you do that. Again, if you don't give them enough and stay here, not enough info to decide. If you go down here, they check out, right? Third style. Detail style. Now, for those of you who are very analytically driven in our business, I will guarantee you this is the way you present information, because it's the way you like it, because you think, well, this is what I like. Well, everybody should like it that way, right? Period. And unfortunately, it's not true. So with detail people, right, they're going to want everything. They want all 75 pages, right? They want to see every pie chart. They want to see the background data. They actually may want to read the prospectuses on different funds or different managers, whatever you've got going on. They might even read your ADV. It's interesting stuff, right? So here, with these people, you've got to meet their needs. So if you're a big picture person or even a big picture blend naturally yourself, you're not going to want to go diving in here. But if you don't, here's what happens. You don't give them enough information, and then you get this back. Well, let me think about it. What they need to think about is, what don't I have? What am I missing? What information don't I have, right? So, and again, not always, but like the big picture person tends to be pretty quick decision makers, pretty decisive. A lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of the time, majority of the time, a detailed person will also be one that needs to ponder, needs to think about it, needs to process, a little bit more of a process-oriented decision maker. And you need to know this going in. So look, from a client perspective, you need to know this. From a prospect perspective, you need to know. Now, I know some of you are saying, okay, Joe, well, what kind of assessment do I use, right? What kind of tool do I need to go by to figure this out? And here's a good thing. You don't need anything. All you need to do is really ask a question. And this is, for me, like I said, doing this for 25 years, I've always found this to be kind of interesting. As a consumer, right, / client, I have more say in how I want my steak cooked at a restaurant, right, what room I want in a hotel, how I want my stuff made at Starbucks than I do how I get the information from one of the most important relationships I have, who, by the way, I'm probably paying thousands of dollars, if not tens of thousands of dollars a year, and yet I can't get the way I want it. I mean, it makes no sense to me, right? Just think about it from a common sense standpoint. So here's the question, Mr. and Mrs. Client, Mr. and Mrs. Prospect. Hey, when I come back to you with my whatever it is, recommendation, plan, analysis, whatever, I've got three ways I can present the information or my findings to you. So let me ask you, which way do you like it? I can do a big picture summary, right? And we can just kind of hit the top line. I can go ahead and do more of a kind of big picture with a little bit of the detail, like a blended style, if you like. Or do you want me to go deep dive into everything, so on and so forth? Which is going to serve you the best? Simple question, right? No analysis, no survey, no nothing. Common sense question. You need to ask that common sense question. How do you want your info? And then you match it, because here's what happens. If you mismatch all this or any of this, you're not going to get a decision. They're going to, too much detail, they check out. If you don't hit this right, they're either going to check out or not have enough information. If you don't give them enough information, they can't check all the boxes. They go home saying, we don't have enough information. We got to think about it, because they don't have enough boxes checked, right? So three scenarios here. So I want you to be very cognizant of this as you go forward with all your meetings, prospect clients, on how, think of this way, info style, like in your CRM, whether you use Redtail, whatever you got going on, right? You should have a field called info style. And then you should have B, P, BL, DE, right? And that's what you do. So my clients do. So this would actually be on their contact record as information. So when you're prepping for reviews, you're prepping for whatever, Joe's coming in, he's a big picture person. Let's not print out the 85 pages. We don't need them, right? Or let's have them, but let's not have them in the binder. And look, I'm a big picture definitive decision maker. I make very, very decisive decisions. You lay a 7,500 page thing on me, I'm telling you right now, after about page 5, I'm thinking about everything else, what's going on, but what you got going on, right? Because I'm checked out. I need summaries. Because if the summaries look good, I might ask some questions, but chances are, if it makes sense, if I don't trust you, you won't be here to have this conversation with me anyway. And that's what you've got to remember, okay? So just some food for thought today. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.